Memphis is one of the wildest cities in America, and the hip-hop scene is just as crazy. Finesse2tymes came up in the streets, then linked up with Moneybagg Yo in the rap game. They were cool for a while, but street politics got in the way, and they started beefing. Here's how it all went down. Back in 2010, Finesse2tymes got hit with an 8-year sentence after getting convicted for aggravated robbery. He got out early in 2016 and hopped right in the booth. When he started dropping new tracks, rap fans knew he could be the next artist from Memphis to really pop off. In November 2016, he dropped a video for Going Straight In, which racked up almost 50 million views on YouTube. Then he linked up with Moneybagg Yo, and it looked like Finesse was about to take over the game. Moneybagg was already popping in the city and was signed to Yo Gotti's CMG label, so linking up with him put even more eyes on Finesse. Finesse started repping Moneybag's Break Gang Entertainment and was really putting on for the label. According to him, he was writing lyrics for Moneybagg and even gave him some songs. Finesse and Moneybagg teaming up was huge, but then it all fell apart. Just a few months after they linked up, Finesse aired out Moneybagg on social media.
Where Moneybagg? Somewhere hiding? Somewhere hiding? Where Moneybagg?
It all started when young Dolph started sending shots at CMG. Finesse wanted to go after Dolph, but Moneybagg told him to lay low. Moneybagg and Dolph was cool back in the day. Dolph even gave him a free feature when Moneybagg was trying to break into the rap game. Finesse ain't let it slide though. He dropped a diss track called Allegations and let everyone know he wasn't down with the disrespect. And when Moneybagg ain't have his back with the beef, Finesse went and aired out the whole situation on social media. Moneybagg unfollowed Finesse, so Finesse hopped on IG Live and called him soft.
I ain't even seen it like a lot of people around me don't understand the transition that I'm going through.
He also said that he started rocking with Moneybagg when he got out of prison and appreciated the love he gave him at first, but that's because he ain't know Moneybagg was already switching up on his old homies. This wasn't the first time Moneybagg got dragged for switching sides. Back when he signed with Yo Gotti, a lot of people in the city thought it was a weird move. Moneybagg came up on the south side of Memphis, and Gotti's from the north. There's always been tension between the north and south sides, and some of Moneybagg's old homies say he left him behind. In 2020, a dude named Stupid Durk was recorded in prison, calling Moneybagg a sellout and saying he couldn't come back to his old hood. Durk and Moneybagg came up together and were in a group called Youngboy back in the day, but Durk says Moneybagg started rocking with the ops after he blew up. Moneybagg said he just took the opportunity to make it out of the streets and there was never any real beef between his crew and CMB, but kind of find out, that was all cap. In 2010, Yo Gotti was involved in a shooting after he got into an argument with another rapper from Memphis named OG Boo Dirty. Boo Dirty is Stupid Durk's brother, and they came up with Moneybagg. In 2013, Boo Dirty dropped a Gotti diss track, and Moneybagg is actually in the video. After all the info came out, Moneybagg clearly knew how serious the beef between his homies and CMG was. By the time he started beefing with Moneybagg, Finesse was already popping in the city. He kept on dropping music and doing shows, and in 2017, he allegedly shot at a woman outside of a club in Arkansas. June 25th, 2017, Finesse performed at a spot called Club Envy. After the show, he hopped in his car with his security to leave, but a woman was blocking the exit with her car. Finesse started yelling at her to move, then he allegedly pulled out a Draco pistol. When the woman finally pulled out and started driving away, Finesse allegedly let off a shot and shattered her back window. The woman's neck was allegedly injured from glass or the bullet, but she was able to drive herself to the hospital for treatment. After the shooting, the cops put out a warrant for Finesse, but instead of turning himself in, he went and performed at the Power Ultra Lounge in Little Rock, Arkansas. The show was totally normal at first, but then all hell broke loose and shots started going off like crazy. Nobody knows exactly what happened, but over 30 shots went off and 25 people got hit. Luckily, nobody got killed, but it was still one of the craziest shootings to happen at a rap concert. According to the police, somebody started an argument and guns got pulled. A couple months later, they arrested a 19-year-old named Tyler Jackson. They say he's the one who started shooting first, but it still ain't clear why it went down like that. Even though he just saw 25 people get shot at his show, Finesse kept it pushing and drove to Alabama for another concert. But by this point, the feds was already on him. The ATF caught him at a club called Side Effects right before he went in to perform. They booked him and his bodyguard on weapons charges after they found a Glock and Draco pistol in Finesse's Benz. Finesse ended up admitting that he had a gun on him the night the woman's window got shot out, but he told him he wasn't the shooter. Finesse was already a convicted felon, so just being strapped was enough to get locked up again. He pleaded guilty to the weapons charge and was facing a 10-year sentence, but luckily, the judge went light on him and only handed down 5. The violence at Finesse's shows affected Moneybagg too. In October 2017, his concert in Little Rock got canceled because the city ain't want anyone else to get shot. After they canceled it, the mayor of Little Rock said, "I thought it was a pretty dumb thing to book this concert." not because of the nature of the music, but because of the individual performers' pattern of documented violence and the nature of our city in the aftermath of the shooting in July. When everything popped off between Moneybagg and Finesse, it looked like the situation was about to turn up. But in June 2017, Finesse hopped on Instagram to squash it. He wrote, "All my life I had pride problems. With it comes to squashing beef until last night. Ayo Gotti KOM showed me that you can get past anything if you put your mind to it. He's my idol and who I learned the game from, through music. So if I ever have problems with you, including at Moneybagg Yo and that Young Dolph, it's done. If I can change the situation in my city in any kind of way, I will." Finesse got locked up in 2018 on a weapons charge, but he ain't let it stop the hustle. He was still dropping music from inside and letting everyone know he wasn't slowing down.
Right now, my ain't picking up the phone for me, so in other words, she getting piped out. I'm sick of correctional officers, I'm sick of these I'm sick of these ramen noodles.
Finesse got released in July 2022, and a video from his first day out shows him stepping off a private jet with Jay Prince and cashing out on some new ice. A lot of people thought the time inside would kill his career, but Finesse came out ready to take over. He posted a video and said it's all about the money now, and he don't got time for the beef. He said, "I'm willing to work with whoever want to work with me. If a nigga don't want to work with me, I don't want to work with them. I'm doing my own thing. If a nigga rock with me, I want to rock with them. I ain't beefing with no nigga. I ain't sliding with no nigga. I'm on cold-blooded man time." Less than a week after he got out, Finesse dropped the track Get Even, which already has over 20 million views. He followed that up with Back End, which has over 15 million, and everyone knew that Finesse was really coming for the crown. Moneybagg ain't say nothing on social media about Finesse getting out, and some fans thought there might be some tension, but then they shocked everyone when Finesse announced that he was signing the Moneybagg's Bread Gang Entertainment label. Finesse went on the Big Facts podcast to break down everything he had going on. When they asked him what went wrong between him and Moneybagg back in the day, Finesse took full responsibility for the beef. He said, "Dude was keeping it 1,000. He allowed me on his platform out of generosity, out of us being homeboys prior to me getting out of jail. When he seen that I was on Music Time and I was really ready to rap, he brought me to his platform." Finesse says that the time he spent in jail let him see the situation differently too. He said, "God took me through them 5 years to make me understand. When I sat back and analyzed that everything we had man-to-man conversations about came true, and I was like, damn, I was wrong. But time had to show me that because I didn't understand." The day after he went on Big Facts, Finesse and Moneybagg dropped the track Black Visa and let everyone know they was rocking with each other again. When street rappers start beefing, there's always a chance that people will get hurt or killed. But luckily, Finesse and Moneybagg was able to squash it and get back to making money together. Finesse got arrested right before he was about to really blow up, but now he's got a second chance and he's definitely not wasting it. Black Visa's doing numbers, and his collab with DaBaby hit 1 million views just 2 days after it dropped. A lot of rappers get locked up and their careers dry up, but Finesse proved that his fans were willing to stick around and wait. And now that he's out and staying away from petty drama, there's no telling how far he can take it.